Some common ground on Capitol Hill. House lawmakers agreed socialism is bad. A majority of Democrats agree, but not all. We hear some analysis on this from a Venezuelan freedom activist and economist. Since moving to America, he has dedicated himself to explaining how socialism destroyed his homeland. Joining us now is Daniel DiMartino, founder of the Dissident Project and fellow at the Manhattan Institute. Thank you for making the time today, Daniel.
Thank you, Kevin.
The House of Representatives just passed a resolution condemning the horrors of socialism. It had bipartisan support, with over 100 Democrats joining all Republicans to pass it. How important is this resolution in your view?
Well, I think that there's two ways to look at the passing of this resolution. One is that, over 75% of members of the House of Representatives voted to condemn the deadly ideology, and that's a good thing. Most Democrats voted for it. But the other way to look at this is that nearly half of all Democrats in the House voted against condemning an ideology that has killed over 100 million people, that forced me and my family to flee our country of Venezuela, that's forced 7 million other people to leave Venezuela. And that's what's concerning, because what's happening in the House is reflecting what's happening in the country. And what's happening in the country is that American kids do not know what's happened in socialist countries. They think, because of what politicians tell them, that socialism means Denmark, when socialism really means Venezuela.
Yes, and I do want to talk about the people who voted against it. For example, Congresswoman Pramila Jayapal, a Democrat from Washington and the chair of the Progressive Caucus, spoke to Axios about this. She said Republicans were going to use the resolution against them and that it blends historical despots with modern entitlement programs in Nordic social democracies, citing what she called successful welfare programs. What's your reaction to this?
Well, what my reaction would be that if what Democrats wanted, like her, was just a large welfare state, then they would be voting for the policies of Denmark. They would be voting for school choice. They would be voting for lower corporate taxes. They would be voting for, very high sales taxes, because that's how those countries finance those entitlement programs. They don't finance them by taxing the rich. They finance them by balancing their budgets, taxing everybody at a very high rate. And so what my concern is that what we're being sold by these politicians is the entitlement programs without the way to finance them. And that's exactly what bankrupted Venezuela. That's how Chavez destroyed our economy. He promised us all of these castles and unicorns. And what happened was that there was no way to pay for it. We printed money, we had hyperinflation, and then we all became poor. So yes, that is socialism.
Thank you for helping us draw the distinction here in terms of these finances. Representative Maria Salazar is from a district in Florida that is the world capital of refugees fleeing socialist systems of Venezuela and other countries in that part of the world. She said the resolution was important because, quote, 44% of Americans believe the Communist Manifesto is better than the Declaration of Independence. Do you have any indication why that is the case?
Well, there's been several polls about this by USA Today, YouGov, the Victims of Communism Foundation. And what we see is that especially the younger generation is very much unaware of what the Declaration of Independence says. And they're very much being taught that socialism simply means equality and that therefore equality is a good thing. When that's not what really is. I think that if young people were actually being taught nowadays what the Declaration of Independence was about, equality under the law, and how socialism is actually equality of result, they would see that actually socialism isn't even good in theory. Nobody wants equality of result. We want equality of under the law, and we want more opportunities for everybody. But we do not want a system where people, regardless of their effort, regardless of their education, and even regardless of their ability, achieve the same things in life. Not everybody wants the same things either.
Delving into the mechanics of these philosophies, Daniel DiMartino, founder of the Dissident Project and fellow at the Manhattan Institute, it is great hearing from you today.
Thank you.